Welcome to episode 23B of Steins Gate. This is an alternate version of episode 23, an alternate series of events that apparently leads into Steins Gate 0. So I watched the show, I watched the OVA, I watched the movie. Now we're watching this. We're going to watch this. I'll have some general recappy thoughts about overall Steins Gate feelings at the end, and also plans for the future going forward. But yeah, we're gonna watch this. As far as I've heard or can tell, most of the episode is the same as episode 23, and it's only the ending that's different. So we're gonna be starting partway through the episode. After Okabe accidentally kills Kurisu, he screamed, and then it cuts to 8/21/1756. It cuts to that being on the screen. As soon as that shows up on the screen, that's where I'm paused at right now, and that's where we're starting. So we're going to start right there for this 10-ish minute, probably less with credits at the end, bit of episode 23B. So let's get into that in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. This is them coming back after the failed attempt. Like, I know what happens here. I've been told, like, I know the premise of Steins Gate 0, and basically how instead of going back and trying again, he just gives up. And so I know that that's what happens, but I want to actually see it. Very traumatized over killing Kurisu. Yeah, feeling very discouraged. He went through this before, too. Mayuri slapped him, talked some sense into him. Told him to keep trying. To save her no matter what. But also, yeah, if he doesn't save her, that also means World War III. I don't remember if every single bit of dialogue here is exactly the same. So he is not willing to try again. This time Suzuha was going to slap him, and Mayuri stopped her. So the main difference here is with Mayuri. Like, she encouraged him before, but now she said you shouldn't force him. So this time she's just going to try to comfort him and say that he shouldn't have to deal with this big of a burden. This is true. He did not. He has no technical responsibility of bearing all of this pain for the sake of others. Well, it is possible. I already saw it happen. But, although it wasn't just him, it was with your guys' help. You did motivate him. But, generally. If he's too traumatized to continue, then, you can't really blame a person for that. If I were Suzuha, I would definitely keep trying to get him to do it. She knows how important it is. Alright, we fade out, and what now? And that's it. Now he's just depressed and has given up. Yeah, he's just alone on the couch in the dark. Mind destroyed by what he experienced. Okay. Now he's gone. Oh, we're back to the movie. He's disappearing again. Cut to Mayuri. So this is it. He's wearing black! Because sad! It's like rain. Rain means sad. So life continues on. He's being... Whoa! College! I was gonna say he's being fairly normal, just like continuing life, hanging out with Mayuri. Seems to have maybe gotten over it. I'm sure he hasn't totally. But he's being pretty normal. College. He is, okay, he's on a completely different path in life. See him again after so long. See, he probably had a state for a while where he was just hanging out depressed on the couch doing nothing. But now he's gotten things together and he's going to college. That's interesting. He doesn't get involved with the lab stuff anymore. There's just like no more Halloween Kioma. That's sad. Yeah, Mayuri is safe, but couldn't save Kurisu. Oh, you've changed quite a bit. Okay, that is it. That's 23B. It's actually a little more after the ED, it seems. So just let me look at that real quick. Got Kurisu. Some recording of her. And he's very surprised by this. Okay. Yeah, alright. Well then, there that is. Alright, episode 23B, the alternate timeline where Okabe does not save Kurisu, which leads into Steins Gate 0. So there's not too much to say there. The biggest difference is really seeming to be on Mayuri. Instead of slapping him, bringing him to his senses and motivating him to keep trying, she stops Suzuha from slapping him and actually just comforts him, which is understandable as well. For him, of course, being so traumatized from everything that he's gone through and not having it in him to keep going after all that, but also from her wanting to comfort her friend and saying that it is not his responsibility in any way to work to save all these people, to have to put himself through so much pain and suffering for anyone else. He doesn't have to do that. That's too hard on him. He doesn't have to bear that burden, and she comforts him, which is understandable as well. But, that also means World War III, so we'll see how that plays out in Steins Gate 0. So we leave it there. It seems like he spent some time by himself, depressed, as you would expect, after all of that, ending the way that it did. And then from there on out, he wears black because sad, and he seems to have changed in pretty massive ways. Life continues on. He's hanging out with Mayuri. Seems okay, although I'm sure he's got a lot of sadness in him still, but he's changed a lot. He doesn't go to the lab anymore. Halloween Kiyoma doesn't really seem to be here. He's acting pretty normal, and apparently he started college life. He just gave up those old ways and has started on a different path, which is interrupted a little bit after the credits because there's like a recording or something of Kurisu, and that freaks him out and brings him right back. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna go, but I'll find out because I'm gonna be watching Steins Gate 0 next. So yeah. I've heard mixed things. I've had people tell me they really liked it and I should watch it. I've had people tell me they really didn't like it and I shouldn't watch it. And I've heard a lot of people being in the middle. So either way, I'm not going to expect it to be as good as Steins Gate. Whether I like it, think it's okay, don't like it at all, either way, I want to watch it, I want to have an opinion on it, and I want to share that experience with you guys. If you watched me watch all of Steins Gate, I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here for this awesome ride. It's become one of my absolute favorite shows. It's one of my current top 10 anime of all time, and I put it on that list pretty early on because I was loving it so much. And so, people are probably going to wonder what I think about Steins Gate 0, so we're going to do that too. Even if I end up not liking it, I want to have an opinion, and it could be fun either way, so you never know. I want to see for myself, so yeah, we're going to start Steins Gate 0 next, but that's the end of Steins Gate, the main thing. So just to recap, like I said, I love this show. Okabe is one of my favorite characters. I love Kurisu, I love Mayuri, I love a lot of these guys. I love their group dynamic. I love the dialogue of their interactions. The dialogue is some of the best I've ever seen in anime. It's some of the most fun, some of the best character interactions. Great voice acting as well. Really fun plot. People have always said, I've always heard it said that Steins Gate starts slow. Some people said they don't even like the beginning and they only get into it towards the end. I don't agree with that at all. I think it's great from the beginning. It's so much fun. The character interactions are so good and so well done, and it's really intriguing. There's a lot of intriguing plot build-up from the beginning. I actually like the first half of the show better than the second half, honestly. There's a lot of great stuff in the second half, but the weakest episodes are also in the second half, mostly 17 and 18, the Ferris and Ruka-centric episodes, and some of them are just like, the plot happening, which is good. It's a good plot, but you lose some of that character interaction and intrigue that made the first half so strong, because now that the plot is happening, it's just gotta happen. And it's good, but yeah. Like, the first half was a 10 out of 10, and the second half is like a 9 out of 10, or a 9.5. And overall, it still works out to a 10 out of 10, because the second half has complete greatness in it as well. I can't wait to watch this again one day. See how many small things I notice that I didn't before. I've had plenty of people say in the comments certain things already that I can't wait to see on a second viewing. It was just fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I loved the ending, all 3 of them. And now we've got a whole alternate thing to go through. We'll see how that goes. I've heard some people say that they've done this or they recommend watching Steins Gate 1 through 22, watch 23B, then all of 0, and then come back and then finish Steins Gate, which would be a very interesting way to do it, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure to get Steins Gate done, then Steins Gate 0, and judge them on their own as their own shows without any kind of weird overlap in there. But yeah, this is one of my top 10 anime of all time. The OVA and the movie were also fun. They were all right, but, you know, kind of unnecessary. Just a little bit, extending it more than it needed to be. It worked fine for what it was, but, you know, every story has to stop at some point. There's always more details you can go into. You can always make Boruto, or Dragon Ball Super, or whatever, but, you know, you gotta stop at some point. So, World War III is stopped, Dystopia is stopped, Mayuri is saved, Kurisu is saved. It's over, so do you really need to make any more? But, you know, they were fine enough. Although now, in this other world line, World War III is still going to happen, and Kurisu is not saved, so here we go. And it works better with Steins Gate 0 because of just the nature of Steins Gate, about time travel and different world lines. This is going to be an alternate timeline, an alternate plot, following the end of the alternate episode 23. So, you know, franchises are going to be milked in order to make money, but sometimes they end up being good. You know, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Super. I think people like parts of it, at least. I don't know about Boruto, but either way, you know, could still be good, and I want to see how it is. I want to give it a chance. I did like the movie continuing the themes of feelings transcending world lines, and everybody's memories kind of keeping somebody alive, and we'll see how that or any of the other themes continue into Steins Gate 0, if it focuses on things that are totally different. It'll probably be pretty different considering how Okabe is. He's like a totally different person, and also Kurisu isn't here, so I don't know how that'll go, because Okabe's personality and his interaction with Kurisu are some of the best things, so I will applaud it preemptively for presumably being different rather than just doing the same thing again, but I'm also curious how I'll feel about it. And it might not even be any different, I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. Also, somebody brought up, I was talking during the movie about how, you know, Okabe had a kiss before Kurisu, which turned out to be Kurisu, but somebody pointed out that that other kiss that he had been referring to had actually been Moeka. I forgot about that because it was, you know, you can see why I wouldn't think of that when thinking of a kiss. But yeah, that just makes that whole thing even weirder. Makes that whole thing seem even less important. But either way, that's about the movie. Steins Gate, 10 out of 10. Loved it. And we're gonna keep going. So see ya next week for Steins Gate 0. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe. Check out all the stuff in the description below. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you later.